Alright, here in round one, lost the die roll, which is a bummer, especially with my deck. I want to go fairly quickly, but that's okay. Hey, let's wait for the opponent to come join us and play. And we're back, and I moved some of this stuff over here. Let's see, do we have a keep? Yeah, we can go grab our mountain and then get to it. Sea Evolving Wilds, you are just working out so great right now. Ooh, and our opponent is also rocking the mountain action. And there's nothing in the format that really makes me care about this right now. I guess it's always good form just to like make sure you do this on end step of your opponent's turn. But I'm recording and we're on Moto. It's just easier to F6, you know, like why not? There we are. And our opponent has nothing going on. We'll lead out with a Torch Fiend. And if my opponent wants to remove that, that's fine. We've got some good options here with our Lightning Strike and then turn 4 Juggernaut. Oh, such a beating. But yeah, we'll just start trading off as... Ooh, does my opponent is stuck. That's going to be pretty rough. I'm not going to go for the Inferno Fist because I don't have the second mountain yet, so I don't want to like open myself up to a 2-for-1. Instead, we'll just go ahead and attack for 2. Leave up our Necro Bite and our Lightning Strike. Probably Lightning Strike anything that gets played. Next turn, if my opponent's a little bit screwed, take out the 3-drop so that Juggernaut has a nice clear way to go. Especially if this is invasive species. Oh, it's Verdant Haven. Oh, fine. Go for it. That is definitely okay. Alright. Ooh, Sign in Blood. That'll really help us out later on. Boom. Big boy. Attack in for Dose. Try to keep the pressure going. We can easily do a Sign in Blood and keep up Lightning Strike next turn. If this Juggernaut survives just one turn, I'll probably just keep Necrobite open, to be honest. Because my opponent's going to be pretty far behind. So if it doesn't get Lightning Struck right now, or what other removal spells? Hunt the Weak isn't the only thing in green. Oh, there's the, what's that really good red uncommon? It's 2 red instant, deal 4 damage to target creature or player. I forget what it's called. But that's not a bad one. Oh, and Verdant Haven means Cone of Flame is active. Could totally get hit with a Cone of Flame, which would suck. Wouldn't be the end of the world. You know, 2-for-1 on Cone of Flame is going to be really nice against Juggernaut. Oh gosh, is this Cone of Flame? 3, 4... Oh gosh. Oh, Hoarding Dragon. Okay. What artifact are you going to find? Hopefully not a Scuttling Doom Engine. See what the revealed card is over here. Or, oh, it goes to exile first? I thought you... Okay, that's fine. A Gargoyle Sentinel. That's a good card. Okay. So we want to remember that Hoarding Dragon has the Gargoyle Sentinel. Not insane because of the Torch Fiend, but whatever. Alright, what do I want to do? I can take a really big risk and do Sign in Blood into a land to have Necrobite up. Which isn't the end of the world, because my opponent wants to trade Juggernaut with the Hoarding Dragon. That's also, like, not, you know, horrible. And I think I'm pretty likely to grab a Sign in Blood. Or grab a land with Sign in Blood. So, yeah, I'm going to be greedy. The question is... Yeah, because I think, by the way, the reason why I think I didn't mention this, I want to be Necrobiting with my Juggernaut to kill the dragon and keep my Juggernaut around. I think that'll be quite nice. So let's start with the Sign in Blood. There we are. Play our land. And then, yeah, we'll go ahead and move to combat. And, question is, do I want to signal that I have Necrobite and attack with Torch Fiend as well? Yeah, I think I do. I don't mind. I just want to be the beats. Attack with everything. Opponent's tapped out right now. That's very okay. Alright, cool. So opponent goes for it. So sure, the Gargoyle comes down. We can kill it if we want to with the Torch Fiend. Don't really care. And feel good about that turn. And then my opponent has a lot of cards in hand. My opponent wishes that a queen of a certain variety was in hand, but I have it. And we knew about the Gargoyle Sentinel. I'm pretty sure the Torch Fiend is just going to go ahead and blow that guy up. I'm pretty okay with that happening. We don't have another mountain yet. Pretty interesting, because that's the one we got with our Evolving Wild. 1, 2. So I'll have 5 mana after the Torch Fiend takes out the Sentinel. Then what do I want to do? Play my Shadowclock Vampire? That seems pretty good. Is there any reason to not do this before combat? Yeah, because I don't want the Gargoyle to block the Juggernaut. So we'll go to combat. Say goodbye to you. And the only Convoke that I had to worry about was the Pump spell, which could take out the Juggernaut, but that'll just be a 2-for-1 action, so I'm good to attack. Well, I have to attack. And then my opponent takes beats. I'm going to play the Vampire over the Accursed Spirit. Even though it doesn't really work there. I just want to use up all my mana. Excuse me. Pardon me. Sneezing at everybody here. Alright. Big Fatty? I wonder if my opponent has a better artifact and kind of baited out the kill, because I just realized that. Siege Worm, that was an option for happening. It does trade with my Juggernaut. Pretty A-okay. But I could just pay 2 life and keep flying over, and then progress my advantage. I really wish I could get another mountain, mainly because I want to play this Inferno Fist and not lose to a burn spell with it, get 2-for-1. 4, 5, 6 really isn't quite what I want to do right now. 1, 2, 3. I think we'll just play Accursed Spirit and Torch Fiend. Keep pressure. We're going to attack with both. Pay 2 life to get the Shadowclock Vampire in the air. There's no plummet mana up at the moment. So my opponent can choose to trade if my opponent wants, and then we'll just put more pressure on the board. Keeping Lightning Strike up in case another type of trick comes around, like, oh, the Convoke guy. Then we'll just do 2-for-2 action. Yeah, so there goes that. But we're just going to do a 2-for-2. We want to clear the board, keep getting ahead in this race here, and I don't want the Siege Worm to stay alive, so that's okay. Just make sure the math is right. Yeah, the math is right. We'll let that resolve. So there's that. We'll finish off the worm with our Lightning Strike and then play our Accursed Spirit. Opponent has a lot of cards in hand, but we've got a pretty decent board state. We have a little bit of backup of Dorks. Oh no, there goes my Accursed Spirit. And now we're at a board stall, which is not great for me, but I can still attack in with the Vampire without giving it flying. It means the Netcaster Spider can't do too much. Crow's good. We'll follow up with that. How versatile this is against the Netcaster Spider. So nice. Maybe another pump or something. Still just want to keep pressure up. Please let this kill the Netcaster Spider! Oh no, another trick. Well, had to. Absolutely had to right there. I don't think there's a way to get around that one. The bummer is it really shuts down the Carrion Crow quite a bit. Oh no! Shoot! I accidentally clicked through, well, clicked, I pushed a button, my OK, I clicked an extra OK. I really wanted to, you know, play 2 creatures at once. That would have been nice. That could be very detrimental to this game. Not being able to attack with these 2 guys is huge, especially against a Kurd Chieftain at 4/4. Oh me, oh my. Hey, another Juggernaut. That's cool. I think we play that and the Torch Fiend versus a Carrion Crow and Gullimer Fighter, which just gets kind of like handled. So, yeah. Let's do that. Man, life would be so much better if I had actually played the 2 creatures I wanted to last turn. Ugh. My mistake. No one else's. Alright, can I still get out of this? If my opponent wants to race, I'm okay with that. How does my opponent also still have 3 cards in hand? Well, I guess I do too. Can't complain. I just feel like at this point in the game, most cards have been sort of depleted. And I've been feeling good about having the better board state, so I haven't cared as much. But alas. I don't know if my opponent's splashing for anything. I assume my opponent is with this Verdant Haven Meteorite. But my opponent at low life, I actually want to keep the Torch Fiend around as much as possible. So I can just, you know, if my opponent wants to block my bigger stuff and then the Torch Fiend can get in for a little bit of damage here or there, I like that. I would really like it if I could get another Mountain online. So then Inferno Fist can start doing something. Even though on this board I don't really have a target that I want to give it to yet. Maybe I do. My opponent might be considering keeping the mana up for this Kurd Chieftain pump for defense. Because it become a 6/6. In that case, I really want to have a red mana available. Just so I don't get blown out when I put that fist on the Juggernaut. It would be kind of a bummer because I would be 2-for-1ing myself. But if the Juggernaut can, like, get through, it's fine. One thing I didn't really consider is that that my opponent can just do that and actually eat. Well, I guess, no, my opponent can't eat. Alright, so my opponent's holding that guy back. So do I want to block? Becomes a 4/5, which trades with Juggernaut, and then the Kurd Chieftain is available. So I gotta do that. I mean, happily just to take 4, that's okay. It's more like then the next turn what happens is I attack in with the Juggernaut. This uses my opponent's turn, though. I kind of like that. The thing is, can I deal with this Kurd Chieftain later? Yeah, I think so. I think more importantly, I can get a Carrion Crow with an Inferno Fist on it and close out the game. So that's what I'm going to do. Because I actually do want to get this Netcaster Spider off the board and make my opponent use a bunch of mana. It's a little risky. But putting the Inferno Fist on the Juggernaut really just allows my opponent to have a 2-for-1 there. And otherwise it just dies. So, yeah, this actually, for sure they'll play. Very okay with that, in fact. It's just annoying that those guys aren't on the table right now. Because they totally should be. So we'll just wait a turn. We'll get our Sliver and our Crow out so we have a little bit of evasion online. And hopefully this Inferno Fist will be able to get us to maximum value. Oops. Actually, I guess I didn't really need to untap. You can just leave it in the mana pool. We're not switching main phases at all. Not attacking. Surprise, surprise. My opponent can attack in for 6 each turn. But then I kill my opponent if my opponent wants to do that. Ugh, so this game's getting really close. Probably wouldn't be as close if I had not made my mistake. Let's see. Planes? Are you just doing that for fun? No, Hunt the Weak. Alright, which one are you taking out? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it looks like there's going to be a... an Inferno Fist. Okay, so clearing the board a little bit. That is a bummer. Attacking in for 7. You can still take out my Belligerent Sliver. But I'll just let that happen. I need to get this Inferno Fist out of the way. One way or another. It sucks that I'm taking 7. But I still gotta do 4 to my opponent. Well, 2, really. Just need to draw some action. Gravedigger is really nice. Question is, do I have enough, anything that's really relevant? I mean, Juggernaut's really good. Maybe it's a Curse Spirit. I only have 6, though. Do I want a 2-drop? Torch Fiend? Not really. So I could put the Inferno Fist on the Torch Fiend to intentionally 2-for-1 myself in order for the Belligerent Sliver to stay alive and attack in. The Gravedigger is going to be my blocker, but if there's another, I could just attack in. for 2. Right now I'm trying to decide how much I want to hold back. If my opponent has another removal spell, then I die next turn, right? If it's a cheap removal spell, because Curd Chieftain will be lethal at 6 if I play the Gravedigger. And that's all that happens. Obviously the Inferno Fist, man, if only I just had like one more mountain. I would put the Inferno Fist on the Torch Fiend, tack in, and when my opponent targets it, I could at least also sacrifice it. But I can't. Why is it a 7/5? Oh yeah, Hunt the Weak made it +1/+1. That's why. So I have a 5/5 I'm facing down. I definitely need a blocker. So maybe I do just go ahead, attack in with both, put my opponent down to 5, play Gravedigger with a Torch Fiend and play that also. But then I don't really have a win condition. Like, what I need to do is get Gravedigger and Juggernaut back, because I need something more powerful to punch through the last points of damage. So that's it. I have to do that. That's going to be the play. The question is, do I keep a Torch Fiend back? I think I lose no matter what. If my opponent can remove the Gravedigger. So I'm going to go ahead and offer this tasty option for my opponent to Inferno Fist my Torch Fiend and get that 2-for-1. I could be patient and wait for something else, but I think I want to keep my my evasion around. Because my opponent's at such low life and will continue to be at a low life, that's going to be really relevant. So my opponent goes for it here. Yep, does. It also doesn't go to my face, which is nice. We'll attack him with Belligerent Sliver. Yes, that's what it's called. Don't click through the main phase. Got it. And then I will get a Juggernaut back. Could be right to take a Crow, but I already have one 2-power evasive dude. I just want it so my opponent... Oh. Yes, I want to use the ability. Thank you. I just want it so my opponent knows that I have a lethal creature coming down, which should make it really difficult on what's happening. But now I'm right here. I can block. Go down to 1. Oh shit. I lose. How come I think this guy has haste? That's silly. I didn't actually think that, but why is my math so stupid? Actually, what I think happened, I forgot about the trample part, so if my opponent wants to attack, go in, put me down to 1 with trample, that's a thing. And then I'm only doing 2 next turn. Yeah, that was... I did not think any of that through. I deserve to lose this game in so many ways. Go for it. And then 1 pump or just 1 thing to the face kills me. No. That's cool. My opponent didn't pump. Well, looks like we both made some mistakes and errors today, didn't we now? And we actually got our second mountain now to play our Rough Rider, so that's cool. Sweet! Let's see what happens when I attack. My opponent just gave me an out, which is kind of fair, because I gave my opponent the out earlier by not playing my cards. I guess I'm harping on that a little too much. Harpity harp harp harp. Bada bing, bada boom. Alright, what does my opponent have? Like a Lightning Strike or something? Lightning Strike would maybe make sense there with my opponent not pumping. 1, 2, 3. No, doesn't make sense because my opponent could have pumped and done that. I think that was just a mistake. I can't think of anything at instant speed is really that good. Opponent has it. What is it? 4, 5, 6? What's at 6 for instant? Blast Fire Bolt. That's what it was. Okay. This game is still happening. Because now my opponent can do that same attack, put me down to 1. I need to do 1, but I have no cards in hand, and my opponent knows it. And I have to block. I want to block. Go for it, buddy boy. So my opponent gave me an out. My opponent just played an appropriate thing. I can draw a number of cards. to not lose, but I don't know if I have a card so that I win. Bronze Sable. Are there 2 creatures in hand? No. Alrighty. Alright, so I just lost this game and I threw it away. Fun game, though. Trying to solve a problem that I put myself into. Actually, I'm not lost because my opponent didn't pump. That's interesting. I assume my opponent just would have, but is not doing it. Maybe my opponent doesn't remember the trample part? Nope. Opponent's got it now. If I just get one more lightning strike, I win. But I don't have a lightning strike in my deck. Can you do it twice? Is there enough mana for twice? I didn't even pay attention. Could be. Boom. I'm dead. I want to see what my next card is. I should concede. Another swamp. Another swamp? And a mountain! Okay, totally my fault that that game ended that way. Oh, my Hornet Queen. Hello. What's good against my opponent? I'm thinking about these Rot Feaster maggots. Thinking about this Tyrant's Machine. My deck does some pretty good stuff. My opponent has the main thing was that Curd Chieftain, which is scary. But I got things that kind of deal with it. And if I think like my thing is I don't want to go later. I want to continue the aggression, especially on the play. So I don't want to remove anything that changes that. So I'm going to keep it the actual build that it is. I definitely don't want Hammerhand or Denizen or Lava or anything of that stuff is annoying. There is an argument for Tyrant's Machine to get rid of whatever big dude my opponent has, but I just think it's too clunky, and we do have good removal for early. So yeah, we'll keep it the same. And I want to finish this game as quickly as possible, so my opponent doesn't get insane here. 1, 2, 3. Alright, cool. We'll keep it because we do have the Evolving Wilds to get our first black on. And we have Cone of Flame, which is nutty. Super duper nutty. Oh, I still don't deserve to win this match. Yes, please. Alright. We have a couple 2-drops to draw into, which would be nice. But more than likely not, and we didn't. So we'll just passy the turn. Keep up our Lightning Strike that we don't have in hand. What you got? Torch Fiend, don't care. Good against my deck, though. Didn't see it last turn, maybe it's sideboarded in. I'm going to go ahead and rock out the Sliver to try to continue this evasion idea. Not massive amounts of evasion, but it means my opponent may not be attacking me. So there's that. Can't F6 because I might have my Convoke combat trick. Opponent doesn't care, probably because I would totally trade a Torch Fiend for the Convoke. Though that's wrong for my opponent, actually, because I want these Torch Fiends off the battlefield. Verdant Haven? Yep, okay. Just worried about that Curve Chieftain. Chieftain? Wish I had a double black, that's for sure. But oh welly elly. At least I can play my Cone of Flame next turn if I need to. Probably don't need to, but if I need to, that would be nice. Leave up Ulcerate and possibly Convoke for my non-existent combat trick. Don't think my opponent is really paying attention to that, though. I'll probably go ahead and Cone of Flame next turn if there's any creature target, because being able to take out a Torch Fiend, which actually will be relevant against my really good artifacts later, and some other dude while doing a 5-point swing is going to be really nice. I don't think I want to follow up with a Shadow Clock Vampire. Maybe I do just wait a turn. Ooh, Inferno Fist. Well, I'm definitely not going to Cone of Flame now. My opponent can take out one of my dudes, that's okay. Question is, does my opponent want to do the bash for 4 kind of race thing? I don't entirely care about my my life total. ideally, that's not relevant. If my life total becomes like relevant later in life, then whatever. So it looks like my opponent just wants to go on D here. Okay. And do that for the entire turn. That's fine. Alright. I'll just go ahead and... Do I want to attack with Goblin Rough Rider? I think I do. I really don't want this Torch Fiend hanging around. The thing is such a good target for Cone of Flame. I don't have the artifact yet. So yeah. I don't want to trade. Convoke the Siege Worm. That's going to be hard to deal with. Or not. You don't have to convoke a Siege Worm. I like it if you don't. You're probably just figuring out convoke, yeah. They do make it really hard on Moto for the convoke thing. You gotta. It's way more efficient just to click the card you're casting first and then tap who you're convoking, versus if you're like me and you like to tap your mana first and then cast a spell, it makes it way too difficult. Because you have to decide everything. Whereas here you have a convoke, click your card first that you want to cast, then start paying for it. That's how you want to rock that guy out. Alright, so I have ways to deal with that on my deck. They're just not in my hand yet. Oh, Lightning Strike's good, but not really what I'm looking for. 1, 2, 3. I can pay 2, attack for 4 in the air. I'm taking 5 on the swing back, which sucks. What do I want to do? What do I want to do? I could 2-for-1 myself to get rid of the Siege Worm, which just might have to happen. To do a Goblin Rough Rider and a Lightning Strike. Really dangerous because we saw the +2/+2 spell. I think we're just going to have to double block. That seems so horrible. Because I don't have any follow-up creatures. What do I want to do? I should know what the right call is right now. I think we just wait. The Siege Worm has to be dealt with in somewhat quickly. It has to be a 2-for-1. But I'm not going to pay the life for it to attack with the Shadow Cloak. We're just going to wait till my opponent's turn and see what else can happen. It's probably a Lightning Strike plus one of these dudes. For now, we're taking the 5-er. Netcaster Spider. If I draw a land... Oh, nice. So what we're going to do is a Cone of Flame to do 3, 2, and 1. See if that resolves. And then do a Lightning Strike and try to get out of it that way. I think that's what I want to try to do. So, do I have enough mana for that? Yeah, I do. Okay. Let's start with the Cone of Flame. Does 1 damage to a creature or player. Cast first target. 2 damage to another creature. And then 3 to there. Please be the right order. If my opponent has like the trick or something, then there could be a... might try to save the caster spider. My opponent should know that since I am targeting the Siege Worm, instead of like doing 2 to the Fiend, 3 here, and then 1 to face, that I have something else, but we shall see. But I shouldn't get too blown out if there is the combat trick, which I don't know what it's called, but the +2/+2, 1 green for and convoke +2/+2. All right. So now this could get at least the combat trick out of hand. We're trading 1-for-1, but again, it's just like 1-for-1 action. It's definitely a bummer because of the race situation. Yeah, there's Gather Courage. That's what it is. So we knew that was a possibility, but definitely wanted to go for it there Combat Trick's gone, and now I can decide, do I want to do this 7-point life rates, which I think is the only way I win, and I don't want to double block, so let's try it. I don't love that, since I am so far behind on the race, but it's a way to start. The bummer is Sign in Blood's going to take 2, so I'm definitely going down to 6 next turn, but I might be able to refill my hand. Who knows? But technically my clock's a little bit faster, it's just I assume there's something else my opponent can do soon. Such as a Kurd Chieftain? No, Meteorite. Taking out my Rough Rada. So rough. Actually, go to my face. Nah, I might have gone for the face. I mean, my opponent doesn't know I have Sign in Blood. Ooh, that's kind of cool. I'm low on life, so it doesn't help a whole lot, but making this guy a 2-2 when there's not a lot in hand... Sucks that I can't do the Sign in Blood, because if I don't draw a Swamp, like, I'm just too screwed. But it looks like the game plan here, I have to do another risky play. Hopefully my opponent doesn't have any more tricks. And I just do a block, an Ulcerate, take 3 life, and then hopefully bounce back. That's what I have to do. I'm pretty sure that's the best line for me to try to win this game. Please work! Please work! It worked! Follow up, big old baddie? I'm not excited. Netcaster Spider? That's okay. I'm fine with that. Blast Firebolt. Very good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, I really want to do the Sign in Blood, but going down to 3 is really risky, but I want to take advantage of the fact... I'm going for it. I don't know if I'm going to cast Sign in Blood yet. I should know before what I'm doing, but I want to see what my opponent does on the block before I make the decision. I'm definitely happy to be trading 4 for 2 here, and I think I just have to keep Blast Firebolt up. It sucks, because just 1 extra land gets me there, but the Sign in Blood, I'm just so low in life. It's something to the face, and yeah, I lose by, I think, getting below 3 life right now. There's a Lightning Strike, Inferno Fist, that uncommon. I was talking about the 2 red, 4 to the face. That's an issue. I'm not going to block. Do I want to use a Blast Firebolt and protect my life total? Yeah, I think so, because I might still be able to do a Sign in Blood next turn. Is this a Titanic Growth? Yeah, it is. Exactly what we were looking for, to bait out something like that. Whew! And that's why we didn't. I thought we would lose if I didn't draw that land, and that seemed accurate. That's really grand to get the Gravedigger online. What card are we getting back? This might just go to my opponent's face at this point, now that we're in such a specific life race. That'll probably be the finisher, yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and I have 3 mana left. So do I get the Rough Rider or the Belligerent Sliver? I think the Sliver just because of the evasion. Oh, I gotta put it on stack. So sorry. I don't think that extra point of damage matters. It kind of does, because if I can get 3 in and Sign in Blood next turn, that's definitely a thing. But that's assuming my opponent deals with a Gravedigger and another creature. So just having 2 creatures on this board is like really good. Might be able to pull out the win here. Yay! We did. Alright. Forgot about that Siege Worm. Still don't think the life would have been good in that game. As you can say, I didn't want to care about my life total, but I don't think it's worth like busting a move on these guys. It's mostly about having to be able to deal with those threats, right? Juggernauts do very well there. I do like the Crippling Blight to take out like the Torch Fiend. I don't feel like Fester Gloom's the way to go. We haven't seen that many X1s. I think we're keeping it the same. I'm really just considering this Murklurker. Now that I'm not on the play, I'm on the draw. I'm going a little bit slower, and my deck isn't super fast. Inferno Fist is good against me, I'm learning, but that makes sense. No, I just want to streamline it. We haven't had a particularly spicy draw yet. Wouldn't mind earning one now. This will do. Carrying Crow, Gravedigger when something dies, would love it if it's after a Sculling Doom Engine, so we'll keep. Mostly I have Sculling Doom Engine, why would I ever mulligan? Evolving Wilds. Great. I'll grab a Mountain, because I already have 2 Swamps in hand, and I can cast everything in my deck. Cool. I've had Evolving Wilds every first turn of the game. That I can't complain about. Ooh, that's very nice as well. Alright, this is a nice hand. If my opponent's hand isn't too strong, I might be able to like do some really nice things here. Definitely want to Lightning Strike this, because the Crow's going to come down next turn. So I just want to use my mana up and get rid of it, because that holds back my flyer. And I want that. And most of the really big targets for my opponent are 4/4 or 5/5 anyway, so not having my opponent be able to Convoke or get the big guy off early is kind of a deal. And of course, right away there's a Gargoyle Sentinel. But my opponent can't activate it, so we're okay. Not great, but we're definitely okay. I'm going to keep the Gravedigger back. I don't want a 2/2. It can be blocked way too easily. We'll just keep Necrobite up, and then probably Gravedigger the Sculling Doom Engine for tons of value. That's my game plan. My opponent can trade 3 for 2, but that'd be great for me if my opponent's paying 3 mana to do that for a turn. Allow me buy some time to get the Sculling Doom Engine down. Ooh, ouch! The Thundering Giant. Well, now there's not as much of a race action. We'd love to draw a 5-drop. Have to decide if I want to keep the Crow back and do a Necrobite to start clearing the board. Next turn we have the Doom Engine. I think the race is still going to be in my favor, but 4 and... yeah, this just seems not awesome. And if this guy dies, that gives me a target for Gravedigger. Yeah, we'll just hold back Necrobite and the Carrying Crow. My opponent has seen Necrobite before, so might even influence the attack. If my opponent Lightning Strikes or removes the Crow, do I keep it alive? Don't even know. What do I want to do? So here's this 6/3, right? I'm going to block no matter what. Question is, do I really want to 2-for-1 myself with it? Or just want to save the life? I'm going to get the 6/6 back next turn. I just want to not die. So I'll keep it around. I mean, and I'm not going to keep it around. I'm going to keep the Necrobite around, I mean. Just preserve the life total. There's no trample on the dude. Just let it die. Because if I had done the Necrobite, my opponent wouldn't response Inferno Fist. So that would be bad. On the back foot, hopefully the Doom Engine will help me get right back in it. We shall see. Ooh. Alright. I was really stoked for my hand, but my opponent's got to put a nice early pressure while I kind of fumbled a little bit. I liked my power level, but nothing super efficient. Could still steal a game out of this thanks to the Doom Engine and Gravedigger, but I gotta stay alive long enough for that to be the case. My opponent can go and attack for 6 right now. Alright, going with the flyer here. Could just start doing the flyer in the air thing. I'm definitely going to block here, try to get this off the board. Have it deal a bunch of damage to my opponent, and then get a Gravedigger back. Don't know if I'm going to have enough time to deal with this 4/4 flyer. But this keeps me not too far behind to this race action. Ooh, that's a pretty good draw, because we can play the Sliver and the Gravedigger to get the Doom Engine back, which is nice. We still have issues with the flyer on a 4-turn clock. So I do need to deal with the flyer. But I think it's the way I'm winning. I don't know if this is the right play or not. Like, it could be better just to get the Carrion Crow and keep Necrobite up. And I might be being a little too excited by what the Sculling Doom engine can do. But I also like the idea of my opponent locking down mana for 3 turns. Don't know. That's an interesting decision. Because the alternative would have been taking the Crow, comes into play tapped, but then at least next turn I can keep it up and Necrobite. And I do have ways to deal with the Gargoyle. And again, if my opponent's tapping 3 every turn to get it through, that's pretty nice for me. Alright, what's the follow? Alright, opponent's going for it. Keeps a Curved Chieftain and a Siege Worm from hitting the battlefield, so better or worse, not too sure, but looks like my opponent is on the 3-turn attack in the air plan. What's the follow-up? Generator Servant. Ooh, that can be scary, because I can power out a nice Hasty Dew next turn. Rough Rider's okay, but it's not a 2-drop, and I can't play it. So we're, instantly playing the Sculling Doom engine. The question is, do I attack it with Belligerent Servant and use the Necrobite to start clearing the way? If that's the case, I attack with both 4, 5, 6, 7, but then my opponent's lethal and crackback. The thing is, I need to get 6 points of damage through with the Doom engine before something else. I think we go aggressive here, right? Try to clear up the board a little bit. My opponent knows I have the Doom engine to follow up. I think that's the right idea. Attacking with both, start trading, do a little bit of damage, and then hope that the Doom engine plus more... Yeah, because we just want to clear the way for it. Because if my opponent just has blockers for the Doom engine, then it can still just win in the air. My opponent can either double block or not, whatever. Blocking there, making... Oh shoot! I'm stupid. I'm so stupid. I can't play Necrobite and the Sculling Doom engine because my math is horrible. Alright, well, I'm saving it. Another mistake, another reason why I should lose the match. But yeah, I can't do math. Alright. If I can get 4 points of damage in, I can Necrobite something that my opponent attacks in with to kill the Doom engine. This is probably going to get like a Titanic Growth or something anyway, and kill me right now. I don't think I played this game very well. I think I made some wrong decisions. The one I remember is the Carrion Crow with the Necrobite. I think I should have kept that up to deal with the Gargoyle, but I also think with the Doom engine earlier, there might have been some better plays. I'm not too sure, but really fascinating, fun match, despite my mistakes. And then, and yeah, I mean, there's still minor hope to get through this. Netcaster Spider. So this guy can be blocked for creatures with power 2 or less. Got it. I can do 6 to my opponent then. Plus Necrobite this guy out. Not going to do much, but let's see. There are actually things like my opponent could try to like +4/+4 and try to like block the Sculling Doom engine, which would still do 4, and then maybe something gets through. Yeah, I mean, basically, like, I'm out. Yeah, I can't think of any series of plays that would really make that work. Because even though this guy would die, it would still only do 6, total 8. Unless something that pays 2 life. But yeah, I don't see that happening. Ulcerate wouldn't get me out of it. So even if I was trying to represent that or something, it wouldn't really work. Because I would take 3 from the Ulcerate plus 1 in the air if I was to do that. I am going to go ahead and just go with a Necrobite, leave, play the Swamp, leave open the Bolt to see if, I can try to get the win and in kind of thing. If my opponent plays around it, though, my opponent shouldn't. My opponent should just go for the win and make me use the Bolt. I don't really care, but I think I want the Spider to die first if for some reason this doesn't work out. Alright. So I can only win if my opponent gets a little tricky and tries to play around my bolt, the Blast Fire Bolt, because then I would win. But if I was my opponent, I would just go for it. It's like lethal on board. Like, show it to me. Like, you have to show it to me. Oh. I forgot about the hasty thing. Another big ol' hasty giant. And gets to do that. Ah, very nice. Yeah, well, didn't matter. Still a really fun match, I think. I don't know. Did you enjoy yourself? Sure hope so. Let's GG's. And concede. Yeah, I still really like this draft and this match quite a bit, so I think I'm going to put it up anyway. Obviously, because you're watching it right now, I put it up. But yeah, I think there was some really fun things to deal with in the draft, including Hornet Queen. Plus, Sculling Doom is just a really fun card. And then also, with my mistakes in gameplay, if you weren't too frustrated by some of my mistakes, I think there was a lot of good decisions and a lot of fun, exciting interactions going on in the match. So, I hope you enjoy that quite a bit. Let me know if you liked it. Comment, subscribe, and like on YouTube. Find me on Twitter if you want to have a little more of a chatty, casual conversation. __RJH___. Also, if you want to guarantee I respond to you, leave a comment on manabluff.com. I'm pretty good about the YouTube thing, but I guarantee if you do Mana Bluff, I will write back to you. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you next time. Peace!